today we're going to be talking about what is it called? The election cycle in this country, the by-elections, for instance, and the future of political parties. And to help us have this conversation is none other than Philip Etale. He is the Director of Communications at the ODM party. Philip, welcome to Radio Generation once again.
Thank you.
Yes, you can grab those ones. Yeah. But karibu tena sana.
Asante sana. This is my second time here and I'm excited to be here.
It is your second time indeed.
Sure.
And the last time you were here, we had a very fruitful conversation. I remember we spoke a lot about the youth. We spoke about maandamano. We spoke about a lot of things.
Sure.
And perhaps we shall recap on some of them right now as we continue the conversation about the by-elections and the future of political parties. Let me get right into it. And I'll start by asking, there's this upcoming by-elections. Is ODM fielding any candidates in any of these particular spaces?
Yeah, we are fielding candidates in some of the elected areas that are vacant. For instance, we have Magarini, where we gave a direct certificate to the immediate former MP,
right,
whose election was nullified, Mwalimu Harrison Garama Kombe.
Okay.
It was important that we just entrust him with the ticket so that he continues with his job that he had started. He's a seasoned politician.
Right.
And the nullification of his election actually was a big upset. But we are sure we are going to come there. We'll recapture that seat. We're also fielding in Ugunja.
Right.
Where we had nominations last week, as well as Kaspul constituency. The nominations were held last week on Friday as well.
Okay.
And there are other wards across the country where we are fielding candidates. They're spread out across the country. So we have candidates. There are areas where, in politics, just like in the UK, where there's red, blue, green areas. So there are areas where we may not be popular as a party. We opted not to field candidates. But where we believe are strongholds that we can say these are our strongholds, you see, we have candidates there.
So you might not be fielding in some of those places where you're not popular, but are you supporting any candidates?
It's not that we're not popular. It's about how is our party performing in that particular region.
Okay.
Yeah. For instance, we cannot field a candidate in Central when we know that definitely will not win. So we only field where we know that we are capable of mounting a campaign that can be productive.
Okay.
Yes.
But ODM is still in Azimio, is it?
It is.
In Azimio. Yeah, and I'm sure there are candidates from other parties within Azimio in those particular regions you've mentioned. For instance, in Central or any other part where we could be having by-elections, but Azimio is not, or rather ODM is not as prominent or popular or strong as we are liking to put it. In those particular places where there's an Azimio candidate, whether it's a Jubilee candidate, Wiper candidate, LD, whatever the many parties, are you going to support anyone in those regions?
Politics is about competition.
Yes.
And about flexing your political muscle and prowess. I'll give you an example. In Kasipul constituency, which is an ODM stronghold.
Yes.
The Wiper party, the former Wiper party, it's called Wiper Patriotic Front, has fielded a candidate. It's competition. Yeah, it's about showing yourself and trying to prove yourself that you can. If they win, so be it. If we win, yeah, we carry the day. Yeah, it's yes.
Philip, if we take that view, then don't you think a place like Central, where you say that ODM isn't that strong, wouldn't fielding a candidate give you an opportunity to talk to the people of that region and tell them about what you stand for, even if you think you cannot win, even if you know it is someone else's stronghold?
City, there are many ways of talking to people about your policies and ideology as a political party, not just about fielding candidates. If you want to sell a product in a market that is a bit not quite
Favorable.
favorable to you, there are strategies that you employ. And it's not about fielding a candidate. It's not just about fielding candidates that can make you endear to the people. We have other strategies that we can reach out to the people and try to make our party popular in those areas. Then in future, we can be able to field candidates. We have structures there. We have party officials, and they're working around the clock to popularize the party. But sometimes they advise us, they say, in this by-election, please, I don't think the ground is quite favorable for this, for our candidate. Then we say, yeah, let's wait for another time. So it's not that we are not popular in those areas. Our presence has been felt, it's still being felt, and we hope that it's going to be felt in the near future.
I ask the question, if we talk of Central Land, let me be specific, to parts of Kiambu County and parts of Murang'a, there is a sizable population of individuals who are already aligned. Because if you look at Azimio and the parties that are within it, and you look at ODM, you look at Jubilee, who are part of Azimio at that point in time.
They're actually still part of Azimio.
This Azimio thing for me is a bit confusing.
So they actually affirmed it.
Yes, so if you hear me speaking in uncertain terms, I'm just, it reflects my understanding of it, and not the reality. It's my understanding. If you remove Jubilee, which for all intents and purposes is very much a Central Kenya party.
Yes.
No, I'm actually speaking.
Yeah, it's the truth.
Yeah. The Kamba vote is mostly nestled in Wiper. Luo, Kisiluya vote ODM in this region. People who subscribe to this particular division that I've mentioned are found in the areas that I've spoken of. And the numbers are not small. So there are people who could actually cast their vote in that direction. I am not saying that I'm going back to the discussion of whether they should stand or not. I'm simply saying that there's a voter base that can vote for the people who were in Azimio but don't come from that region. That is the point I'm making. And I've made it, so now I'll keep quiet.
All right.
You see, City, there's a difference between a mere political party that wants to be there to be seen, and there's a political movement that wants to make things happen. The ODM party is a political movement, and that's why I said the ODM party is in every corner of this country. It suffices to say that the requirement for a political party to be registered, to be issued with a certificate of registration by the Register of Political Parties, is to have at least offices in at least 24 counties. ODM has surpassed that. We are at 44 counties across the country, offices, operational. And if you go to the office of the Register of Political Parties, their records show that ODM is the only party that operates within the precincts of the law, the requirements of the law. Yes, it was that certification was made last year in July by the then Register of Political Parties, who is now commissioning the IBC, and they said because of the fulfillment of the requirements of the Political Parties Act, we are up to date in terms of filing our returns to the registrar. The audit report is always clean. There are no queries. And that's why she said the only party, if you can Google, it was in media all over, the only party that operates within the law is the ODM party. And we are proud of that, because we do things in accordance with the law. We are not just there for mere purposes of being a political party.
Philip, you're saying out of all the 100 plus parties,
yes,
only ODM.
There are 103 parties duly registered.
Yes. So out of 103, ODM.
It is not me saying that. It is a report by the Office of the Registrar of Political Parties, who is the custodian of all political parties.
All right.
Yes, and they do due diligence. They carry out due diligence to all political parties. They monitor activities of political parties, and every year the Office of the Registrar of Political Parties conducts what we call inspection. All political parties, they visit counties, they see how parties are operating within those counties, and so that's why she said we are the only party that is operating within the law. So others should start working hard to reach our standards as ODM.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, got you. So I guess I needed to understand whether ODM being in Azimio will support Azimio in other regions, but I think I get the message now. Now, in terms of getting into the election, the by-election, people we've spoken to on this particular show say that perhaps this one is going to be a show of might, whether to see that whether parties are still relevant, certain parties are still relevant, or new parties, emerging parties such as DCP, for example, the newly one that was registered by Martha Karua, will be able to have influence over the areas where they will have candidates. I don't know what your opinion on that is.
First, I want to correct you. Honorable Martha Karua's party is not a new party. She just rebranded NAC Kenya into some other name.
PLP now, yes.
Yes. Yeah. Now, you see, as I said, the purpose of political party is to win state power.
All right.
And to have numbers. So when you see political parties emerge and start flexing their muscles in a number of by-elections like we have now,
right,
it tells you that our democracy is maturing. And it's not, we in ODM have our space. We do not fear any competition. We are ready. We are ready to take on. And you said, and I remember very well, our national chairperson, Her Excellency Gladys Wanga, and the Director of Elections, the Honorable Jeanette, while issuing certificates, attending the function to issue certificates to our candidates, they said categorically that we are going to campaign just like any other political party.
Right.
And we are in these by-elections to win, not just to show our presence. We are going to win. Yes. And you are going to carry a number of elective seats in these by-elections, and you can take it to the bank.
Okay. And I like the confidence, because at the end of the day, no one is going to say, we were trying to see whether, this will work, or and I guess we shall see when those elections are carried out. On the issue of the future of political parties, we are seeing a lot of divisions in the united opposition, and at this point we can already see for a fact that ODM is in a broad-based understanding with the ruling party or with Kenya Kwanza government. Where does that leave the united opposition? Because it's a question I've been yearning to ask, and especially someone from ODM. Is ODM in the united opposition, or is ODM going it alone come 2027, or is ODM going to support the president come 2027?
ODM is just the Orange Democratic Movement Party. And we maintain our brand as ODM. Let me tell you something. A house built on quicksand cannot survive.
For sure.
And that's why you will find there are a lot of undertones in what you're calling united opposition. I remember so well back in the day when I was a budding journalist in the media, covering NARC. Before NARC, there was Rainbow Party and there was NAK. I could see, I was very young, I think I was 20 years old. I could see the kind of charisma, the kind of oomph and determination that the then opposition had. And that's why they wrestle Kanu out of power in 2002. What I'm seeing today is just I would say, what I would describe it as without being prejudicial. It's like small children trying to fight for a banana in the house, you see. everyone wants to show that, you know, I'm capable of being the president of Kenya. I'm capable of whipping the emotions.
Right.
I'm capable of attracting the Gen Zs. And I will say, without batting my eye, that the united opposition doesn't have the stamina to face the current
president.
If they continue behaving like they are today. Listen to what the former deputy president says every time he stands before a multitude. Nothing but just like a crybaby. You are whining. You're not telling Kenyans. You're not giving Kenyans hope. You know, the people, after election, people are supposed to be given hope.
Yeah.
You see? You make people hope and think that, you know, yes, you are the alternative. This guy is ready to transform this country. But what I see, anytime I see a press conference by the united opposition, at the end of it, there's no news. Even you journalists can attest to this. Nothing comes out of those press conferences. Nothing that can shake the country. Nothing like an earthquake. You see, they are too flat. Everyone is competing. Everyone wants to show their prowess. Oh, I have a party. This one has an, you see, this one is a spy of the government. Blah, blah. That's not how to go about it, you see, in politics. Yeah, I'm speaking as someone who is a political animal. I work with politicians.
Yes.
And I've been around for some time. I've covered politics. I've sat with politicians. And I can tell you the kind of opposition that we have today does not have the meat.
You know, how politicians behave, well, it's the same as saying how political parties behave. It's because the behavior of people who lead the political parties are the ones who give credence to how political parties behave. What if that is their style? You know, politicians in this country tend to follow a certain script. Tend to. I mean the word tend to. And the process of getting themselves known very rarely has anything to do with the substance you speak of, Philip. Very rarely.
Sure.
They excite the crowd. They tell the crowd what they want to hear. And even if you look at what we've referred to as waves in this country, political waves, you cannot say that people reasoned themselves into a wave. No, you get carried along with it. There's a visceral response to what you hear. And that response, or the vigor of that response, is often based on what you feel is a need and how it is being addressed by these political parties.
Right.
For instance, if bashing the current government gives you mileage, that is what you will talk about because you think that is what gives you mileage. If there is a chant and a mantra that people say and it seems to have gathered sufficient momentum, that is what they will say. To actually find politicians who genuinely tell you about what it is that they want to do to change your life and even walk you through the steps, that's difficult. There's an argument that is made, and it makes sense, that they will not talk about it because that is like telling the people whom they're competing with what they're going to do. Well, you're giving the broad strokes, you're not giving the details.
It's a strategy, basically.
Yes, but that's how they go about it. All right? But my belief, and on this I agree with you, any substantive doesn't come out of it. You listen, you say, okay, we've heard. Because they all tell us what we know. We live here. They repeat what we know. We see it. So I'm thinking, why are you telling me what I already know? When you're a leader, the whole point is supposed to lead. You're not supposed to be part of an echo chamber. So when we look at the united opposition, I'm asking this question. First of all, there's nothing of that sort. They're not even united. I don't know why they keep calling themselves the united opposition. Those who claim to be in the opposition. Okay.
Kuna watu tunaitanga mheshimiwa, but they're not waheshimiwa, but we still call them.
Waheshimiwa haswa ni wananchi ambao wanapigia kura. Those are the real waheshimiwa. But that's a discussion for another day. The point I'm trying to make is this. If we have the politics that we've always had, then nothing will change. It doesn't matter who becomes president, nothing will change. The change has to come from the rhetoric. It has to come from what someone is saying, because you feel what this person is saying is different. That supposed difference is what got this current president the momentum he got to get to where he is. He was saying something different. What we know as social contracts,
yes,
my friend, he was calling them charters, and he was literally signing them everywhere he went, in every county. This we've never seen. Okay? It's the long rope that's hanging him now.
Yes.
But that is what he did. So, Bwana Etale, if indeed this so-called united opposition, which is anything, they're not united in the very least, if they have chosen to have this disjointed way of approach as their strategy, who are we to say that it isn't a strategy? Because you wait, they keep doing the same thing. This one says
Confuse them.
You read the papers, united opposition, this one is saying this, so he's saying this.
They're so disjointed.
Yes.
And I'll say, you see, when I remember before I joined ODM, where I'm working now, before I started sitting in the seat that I occupy, I used to cover political rallies. I was a senior political reporter, so I was so passionate about politics, and still I am. You remember, in city, and yourself can attest to this, anytime the Honorable Raila Odinga addressed the media, it was an earth-shaking statement that was making, and he could set the agenda. The current united opposition, none of them has
set an agenda,
the energy to set the agenda for this country, and for the people to start saying, oh yeah, this is the way to go. You see, you need to make people become so enthusiastic about you, not just issuing flat statements and trying to compete for the microphone. You see, that doesn't make you look like you are fit enough to compete in any political race, in any election. So what I'm trying to say is, I think where we are now as a nation, we as a common mwananchi, I think we are a bit lost, because when the opposition says they're united, they want to make this country better than it is today, then you listen to what they say, it makes no difference. Yeah.
Perhaps, CT, I'll ask you this because you brought in a very interesting perspective that we've probably thought about but never really articulated it in that way. Is this strategy that we think, or we are suspecting that or the opposition has, is it something that has worked somewhere before? We can say that it happened in Peru or Colombia, where the opposition was looking confused, but alas, come D-Day, things changed.
Let me go back to what Philip has just said regarding Raila Odinga. Raila Odinga didn't always stand up and crowds listened to what he had to say. It's something that was built over time, and there are reasons behind it. It is a journey that, if you follow, was a very difficult one. Extremely difficult. At a time when people didn't even dare. Okay? When you're in a one-party state, and with a constitution that gives the president nearly godlike powers, you pose that person, you're really going to be in trouble.
Sure.
And not very much can be done. When you have a president who can appoint the judges, forget this thing of JSC, he could appoint.
And sack.
Yes, there's one party. So when you stand even for the nomination, you can more or less decide who's going to be nominated, because then you can be an MP. And when you're an MP, again, he decides who's going to be a minister. So that's an environment that existed that many people do not seem to understand. And the Constitution supported it. It's not as though they were breaking major laws as such, but they're not allowed to kill people. But they could do more or less what they wanted with you. That's why the Nyaos Gulags actually existed. That's one. Two, when somebody has been in a position where they have said certain things that were seen as being very far-fetched, and over time the statements they have made have proven to be true over and over, people get to feel, this person knows something that we don't know. But it's over time. So it becomes difficult for somebody who doesn't have a proven track record to actually have the same gravitas. It's almost impossible. Okay? Remember in an earlier conversation when I was telling you that the way we do our politics, how many politicians do you know who have marched with their supporters, have been tear gassed, has had his car shot at close range with clear intention to kill him? This is something that either is forgotten or the people who would rather one forgot these things, and so you want to place this particular politician on the same platform as the others. They simply cannot be.
Yeah.
Because they are not. Okay? But the discussion is, how does such a politician move the country forward? This, what I'm about to say, is my view. In 2002, something happened that changed our politics for the longest time. At least it began that journey. The Luos and the Kikuyus were the people who held sway in this government and independence. They took most of the plum jobs. The Moses divided this country into two. They were the most populous, they were the most educated, numerically. They were followed by the Luyas, then followed by the Kambas. But you could see that even in the representation of our cabinet. Things went left, then right, then south. When Jaramogi left Kanu, many things happened. The things that Raila then went through that I mentioned happened in that era. But it was always perceived that the Luos and the Kikuyus are always at loggerheads. A Luo will not vote for a Kikuyu and vice versa, meaning they'll return the favor. In 2002, that changed when Raila said Kibaki Tosha. It changed. What nobody thought would happen, happened. The Luos actually voted for Kibaki, almost to a person.
Yeah.
It now became obvious that our politics had changed. Every other change that we see thereafter, you could see politically and in terms of how we vote, started then. Now, once political parties now started forming, what became clear was that our political parties are regionally based. For you to be anyone of substance, you have to have a base that supports you. And usually you start with the people who speak your language. Then you collect others. Why? In an African sense, if your own people don't like you, why should we support you? They're the ones who know you.
Sure.
Kuna kitu wanajua tu.
Bwana, ama majirani kama wakusupport, how are we going to support you? Sisi tuko mbali na wewe.
Story.
You asked me how I know. Right now is not 1990s. Right now is not 2002. This is 2025. And the politics that we have has changed dramatically because of one thing. Raila and his ilk, his father and their ilk, when they all came to power, they were young. The population of this country had never been predominantly youthful as it is now. But the people who are agitating for change were all youthful. Literally.
Yes.
All youthful. Now, you are in the information age where you have all these young people. 70% plus of those we consider young are youthful. 27% of our population. They have information, they have access to it, and they can communicate in ways we've never seen before. So now the question that you want to ask, how does one communicate with these individuals, assuming that they have understood that these numbers can actually bring about change? I am of the view that they do not understand it. They talk about it, but as to actualizing it, to do whatever is required to bring about change, that one I am yet to see. As of now, they will not bring about any change. These young people keep talking about. No, they will not.
Philip, what's your thought on that?
I share the same sentiments with my senior.
The young people will not bring any change.
They are just following. It's like an orchestra, in a concert. You'll find where there's an orchestra, there's a band. They're just like, there's a choir master. Then these backup singers, you see. These young men,
they're the backup singers.
They're just the backup singers because there's nothing. They're following the footsteps of the people they perceive that these are the people who can help this country. You see, let me tell you, there's a time I think last time I was here, I said, in a revolution, you don't go about shouting how you are leaderless, you are headless, you are partyless. Revolutionaries are always led by someone. And I shudder to say that during the Gen Z uprising, which was a noble thing to do, there was someone behind it, but they didn't want to tell. And that's why it's eating them today. There was someone trying to orchestrate that, and they hid behind that person. They refused to disclose that person.
Yes.
And that's why whatever they did has just gone under like that.
But if they had someone, Philip, wouldn't we have known that person by now? Out of these millions of young people.
Not necessarily.
It's not, you see.
No.
You see, I'll say actually what they did was the right thing to do in any democracy. But hiding behind somebody and someone bankrolling something and trying to say, even the person who's bankrolling those things, I think is also ashamed, because whatever they wanted to achieve did not happen. So I'm trying to I support what City says, that anything that these people are trying to say will not bring change in this country. If we want change in this country, we need to have fresh thinking. We need to have good thoughts. How do we sit down as a nation, as young people? Yeah, I'm not saying that I'm young. I'm 46 this year.
Okay.
But I think I'm still young.
Yes.
Wow.
We can sit down as young people and discuss how we can make our country great. And not just through throwing jabs at each other, insulting those in power. It will not, in fact, if you insult people in power, history has it that the people in power will suppress you. They will make you look like you are a nobody, you see.
Yes.
And the best way to punish someone who is shouting to the rooftop is to ignore them. Like now, you see, I'll give you an example. I keep talking about Rigiji.
Yes.
He keeps talking, shouting, and making all manner of innuendos. And then nobody responds to him. In fact, the people who used to respond to him, like Oscar Sudi and others, have stopped responding to him, because they have realized this guy says nothing, but nothing. You see. So, if you want to deflate somebody's ego, ignore them. Keep quiet. They will look at themselves and say, actually what I'm saying is nothing. You see, if someone makes a joke, cracks a joke somewhere, and people keep quiet, and then he laughs at his own joke, and nobody else laughs, you see, he'll look at himself and say, it was a flat joke.
But did Rigiji really say nothing? Because, he mentioned some damning things. The only thing that we are now waiting for perhaps is evidence. He mentioned.
You see, the things he's saying now, he ought to have said them when he was in government. You see what I'm trying to, if he's man enough, did he have to wait to be impeached to start saying them? Maybe
he was just trying to be a good DP or a good partner.
Exactly.
Yes.
What I'm trying to say, that, whatever he's trying to say or to prove to the world is that I can be a good person when I'm inside the kitchen where the food is being cooked. And when I'm denied that food, I become that bad person.
Okay.
What I'm trying to say is this. If we want change in this country, we have to be thinkers, and thinkers of great thoughts. How can we make this country better? We still are behind, far much behind. Singapore, Japan, Malaysia were in the same level with Kenya in the 60s.
Throw in Korea, South Korea.
Even South Korea.
Well, we are at 8 years.
Today, these four countries, their GDP is 7 times or 10 times better than Kenya's. Where did the rain start beating us? Because of this politics that we are playing in the country today. Poor foundation in the 60s. The founders of this country, our forefathers. And then those who succeeded them. And then those who suppressed those who wanted to raise the voice. That's why we are still where we are. Kenya would be very far in comparison to other countries like Singapore, South Korea, Japan. You see? So
in all those countries that you mentioned, maybe with the exception of Malaysia, there is no major natural resource that they have.
True.
We have more natural resources than very many of those countries. Singapore is a rock. Japan is a series of islands. Okay?
Yeah.
Malaysia is on solid ground. But you see, we are not at a point where we can say we still can't be a great nation. We can. Now, we are relying, or we hope that our future will be governed well by those who will come after us, and that's where the young people come in. The young people have exhibited that they don't really have an interest in politics, not really.
Yeah.
Okay? The last year, it was Jamboree. People were having a good time. That's how it started. We were playing music it was nice. People went out, took selfies, you protested.
Yep.
It was a beautiful way of sending a message. Since that time, 6 other countries have had youthful uprisings. 6. The UN sent a rapporteur to come and examine this. We all know that entire process was infiltrated. That's not something to even discuss or debate.
Yes.
But when we're talking of young people in this country, as they are currently constituted, those are not people we should leave this country to, because they will mess it up. They are not right now. As I see it, they are all talk. There is very little that they have shown or they have done to demonstrate that they have the capacity that is required to actually change the country.
Yeah.
They have not demonstrated it at all, because that requires rigorous commitment over a long period of time. That has not been seen. If you've seen it, tell me about it so that I can also chime in with you. I have not seen it.
I want to
Italy said city.
Yeah.
And the young people should not take offense with what city says and what you are saying here. Because, there's this Chinese saying that goes, good medicine tastes bitter, but you have to take it. They have to listen to the voices of reason if they really want to ascend to power in this country. You see, the other day I was in China for close to 3.5 weeks.
Okay.
And what I learned, contrary to what we hear when we are here in our country here, is much different. And it's just propaganda, propaganda from the West that, China is coming so fast, you know what I mean? Literally, inakuja mbio sana. China, if you read the history of China, up to the early 70s, mid-70s, China was nothing. But it took resilience, determination, and the hard work of the people of China, and the resolve by the leadership after the death of the father of China, Mao Zedong. The person who succeeded him, Deng Xiaoping, came up with this policy in 1977, reform and open up. Reform means let us redo what we are doing in this country. Let us look at where we've come from and where we are. Do we still want to remain where we are? No. Let us reform. And then opening up means we invite other players, people from outside of China, to come and help us build our country. Today, China is in a different level, that even the big brothers out there are afraid of this China, how fast these guys are growing. In under 50 years, China's GDP is skyrocketing. I mean, it's very, very far. And I was surprised, even, this technology. China is a technology country, and it's quite industrialized.
Yep.
These iPhones, the Apple products,
yes.
are not manufactured in the US, yet they are products of US. They are manufactured in China.
Even other Android devices.
They have companies that manufacture these Android devices. These guys have come up with a vehicle. There's a company called Build Your Dreams.
BYD.
A vehicle that can cross the ocean. You see, you just press a button, it floats on the water, you cross over and you go. Something that nobody had ever thought. That's China for you. What can we do? What can we learn from China as a country? Okay. Even as we make noise on the streets that we want change, what change do we want to bring in this country?
Right.
If we cannot sit down and have ideas. In China, people don't sit down and have tea for 2 hours like we do in Kenya, unless you're discussing business.
Right.
5 minutes, you're done, you're back to
Move
work.
on to the next.
Yes, and you're thinking about something new to help your country grow. What do we do as young people to think about what can make this country greater than it is?
Okay.
What ideas are we coming up with, rather than sitting in social joints, drinking alcohol from 6 p.m. to 4 a.m. and going home feeling like we own this world? No.
All right.
We can't build a country like that.
I want to read a comment here. Where is it? Yes, Norbert Owor anasema senior Etale, in Luo we say the vegetables we say the vegetables that is looked down upon is that that finishes the ugali. You underestimate the current voters, you will not believe.
I've not underestimated the current voters.
Yeah.
We're just trying to advise the young generation, the youth of this country. Think, have fresh ideas. Don't just shout, and then when you're given the opportunity, you do the same things in a different way. Yeah,
okay.
We can't help this country.
See, I'm not advising the youth. I'm merely stating what I see. And I'm repeating it so that you can understand it. There is nothing that I have seen with the group we collectively refer to as the youth of the Gen Z that convinces me in any shape or form that we will be leaving this country in safe hands if they're the ones who are in leadership. There is nothing they have done to demonstrate it. They began well last year by holding leaders to account by saying, we don't want this thing. Beautiful. Where's the follow through?
Okay.
You don't necessarily need to have a big rally to show this. Where is the follow through? We have a registration right now that is underway.
Yes.
Dismal showing. 8 million people didn't vote in 2022. The majority of them were young.
Yes.
We bring about our changes in this country by voting. So you have the power to vote and you don't use it. And then you are telling us that you are the agents of change. How?
Actually, according to the IEBC, the Gen Z voter turnout, the registration voter turnout is quite low.
It's early days yet, but it is low. That's why I said, as I see it now, if there's a change tomorrow, I'll acknowledge it. But now, no. This Gen Z dance that these are the future. Remove that thought from your mind.
You know, it's just that peculiar Kenyan habit. The voter registration exercise started a couple of days ago.
On Monday, yeah.
Now you will see in the last 2 days, people lining up to go and register, and it will be too late for them. Then they start saying, extend this process. Then when it's extended by another 10 days, they disappear. They come back on the 9th day to the conclusion. You know, it takes 10 years to cultivate wood, and it takes 100 years to cultivate a man. Think.
Okay. Tafakari. There's a sonnet anasema, we are not South Asia. I'm so tired of that narrative used as a measure for Kenya. We should concentrate on our own. And then he goes on to say, did Europeans ask us about our own native development? Anasema, sorry, the impetus is on us. We are not Chinese. They are extractive oriented just like the West.
Actually, no, they're not. Extraction cannot take place in this modern day and age without your compliance. In colonization, it was forced upon you. Right now, you accept. It's like politicians trying to tell us that they have been captured by the executive. That's utter nonsense. Nobody's forced to take money. People accept. So these countries we speak of have to be spoken of because they had a certain value system that helped their minds to move forward in the direction that they've moved. We are extractive among ourselves. We have internalized corruption to the point where it has become normalized. So we have a problem when it is too much, not when it is corruption.
Okay.
And it is not a problem if I'm benefiting from it. Those countries moved away from that completely, and all these things were called what they were. You are breaking the law, it was wrong, and you're punished for it. We are not there yet. That value system that we have, ours is warped. If we change that value system, then we can talk about creating something that will lead us along a path that would take us to where the citizen, A, becomes number one, and two, even the person who is of the lowest economic capacity in this country can still live a good life, and the children can have a good hope, which is not the case now.
Okay.
Also, I want to respond to the gentleman who says that China are just as extractive as the West. They're not. That is just the perception. Go there. Those guys work their whatever out.
Behinds out.
They wake up. You know, their day starts at 7 and ends at 9. In Kenya, we do 8 to 5. Those guys work extra hard on the farms. And I was surprised. When I was serving breakfast, I could see sweet potatoes boil like our grandmothers used to boil, with the peels on. Yes.
And I actually agree with you. We have a very different work culture here in Africa in general, and perhaps we need to focus. We need to rethink and to work just like the former leader of China, the first one in the 70s, Mao Zedong.
Mao Zedong,
yes,
the father of the Communist
Look at
Party.
these so-called Asian tigers. That development we speak of began with them working 14-hour shifts.
Right.
You would find people living in dormitories within factories, meaning the shifts were such that you couldn't go home and then come back. So and by the way, when you say dormitory style, don't think that they were bunkers and beds, because that occupies space. It was bare earth with maybe a mat, not a mattress, mat.
A mat.
Mkeka.
The foundation on which those economies were built was this hard work and austerity. And by the way, many of these people who are working, even when you think of the economies where all these huge tech companies of Europe moved there, university graduates were living like that.
Yes.
They had the expertise, they had the knowledge, but that was the work which was available. They all worked those shifts and those 14 hours. They changed these things over time once the countries became wealthy.
Okay.
But the path they took to get there and the discipline, we don't have it.
Philip,
yes.
The Star is asking where Raila is. I'm also now curious to find out where Raila is.
Raila is around, and there's no harm in a man deciding that let me take some time off to rest,
Yeah.
rethink, re-strategize, and bounce back.
Rejuvenate.
There's no harm in that.
Yeah.
So this is just the normal headlines we're used to, trying to ni kama kuchokoza nyuki atoke. But you know what I'm trying to say is Baba is very much okay.
Yes.
I spoke to him yesterday. He's around. He's just resting. By the way, why would you be asking about Raila when there is Rigathi, there is Kalonzo, there is Matiang'i, there is Kioni? Why can they speak?
But you know,
it's not that it should be Raila Odinga to be speaking every day.
Yeah.
For newspapers to fill their headlines.
But you know Baba is not Rigiji. Baba is not Kalonzo. Yes.
He is trying to show these people that I should not be the one talking for the people of Kenya alone every time. Let others also do. If they are sleeping on their job,
yes.
shauri yao. Yes.
Haya. Kuna swali limekuja hapa kutoka Elvis. Elvis anauliza, my name is Elvis, tuning in from Sigalagala National Polytechnic. My question to Mr. Etale is,
yes,
is there any possibility of ODM to unite with the current opposition before the upcoming 2027 elections, or this time it's different? Thank you. That's his question.
When River Yala is flowing and almost flooding,
yes,
you never know when it gets into Lake Victoria. It just goes there straight. But you see, that question is quite ambiguous.
It's not really. He's asking,
listen to me first.
Right.
Let me get to my point. I know he's curious. Shigalagala is kule kwetu nyumbani.
No.
ODM, as I said from the onset, is a political movement. It is a political party that has stood the test of time. It has been there for 20 years. That's why we are celebrating our 20 years anniversary. And it suffices to note that, it's the only party in this country that has had the audacity to celebrate its existence. No party has ever done that. Even the old grand parties that have been there before, the ruling party, the other ruling parties that have become obsolete today, we are there. We're not there just for state power.
Okay.
We are there for posterity. We want, after 80 years, people continue talking about ODM. You see, even when the founders are long gone. So we will be there. ODM is going to be there. ODM will be there in 2027, and we'll cross the bridge when you get there. You see, politics is like wind.
Yes.
Inapita na upepo. But things change, dynamics change. But as it is now, we are where we are. We shall be where we are.
Right.
And we shall keep doing what we do.
The recent report by Tifa has said that ODM's popularity has waned. The poll is showing that the party's popularity nationally stands at a paltry 13%. How did you, as ODM, receive this news by Tifa?
I don't fault this. we like we are always positive to any surveys that are carried out. And some surveys are also politically instigated to try and make the party look like it's now becoming a dwarf. We are still tall. Going by the party elections that we held, show me any political party that has had the energy to hold party elections from the grassroots to the county level. It's only ODM.
Yeah.
So 13% is a no. We are doing very well as a party.
Right.
We also have our internal surveys that show that we are doing very well, and will not just depend on this paid for kind of surveys.
CT always reminds us that when you do such a survey, chances are you might be biased to your own interests.
Correct.
Yes.
No, we have independent pollsters that do these kind of surveys.
Okay.
From county to county, and that's why I said there are areas where we are not strong, like in the mountain. There are areas where we are very strong. You see, and we take it so positive. And where we are not strong, we don't shy away. We don't shy away from those areas. We continue going there. We have offices there. But then if you go to Nyeri town, you'll find ODM office there, despite our status in that region.
Actually, Philip, if let me give you a different perspective. The regions where we say politically ODM may not be strong is because ODM doesn't garner many votes. But the energy that is taken to ensure ODM doesn't get votes is what tells me that it's actually a power to reckon with. Otherwise, it would be ignored. If that amount of energy was taken to ensure that the parties that fight with this particular party, if it employed that same energy elsewhere, they might actually do better than ODM. You do not fight someone you consider insignificant.
True story.
Yes.
You see, sorry.
Yeah, sure.
We are celebrating our 20 years anniversary. We were targeting to invite 20,000 delegates. Self-invited delegates.
What do you mean by self-invited?
Those who are willing to.
Are you talking about the celebration we saw in Kisii?
No,
or
in Mombasa.
In Mombasa, okay.
The main celebration. Actually, the main delegates, elected delegates, about 5,000.
Okay.
But then we said, any other person who wants to join in this celebration on their own volition, we put out a portal and we requested them to fill their details to attend.
Okay.
Do you know, as at yesterday 5 p.m.
by COB,
it had reached 30,000 from across the country. People who are eager to travel to Mombasa to go and witness this historic occasion.
Wow.
Not just that it's about ODM, but it's about celebrating the party that has been there, and it's showing the way.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Philip. Unfortunately, that's all the time we had. But 10 seconds nakuuliza swali. ODM won't disintegrate soon. Wanga and Junet have declared, but we're seeing issues with USG. Is this something that we should be worried about?
No.
Not at all, eh?
ODM.
I'll invite you here. We talk about that and much more. And perhaps kama unaweza kuletea SG pia akuja hapa tuweze kuongea naye.
Nitamleta.
Tuko na maswali. Naam.
SG is very charismatic. He'll come on the show and he likes engaging young people. He'll talk. He'll be here. Thank you.
All right. So this is it, man. As far as that conversation is concerned,